Hey guys, ViscoseComb24 here, bringing you a real quick redstone tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to build this. It is my compact and fast 7x7 vault door. So as you can see, it all closes. When I go on over to the back side, it looks the exact same as the front. And when I go back on over to the front side and flick the lever again, you can see it also all opens. The opening is rather fast. I was trying to keep it fast. It's one of the fastest, if not the fastest, 7x7 vault door I've ever made. It's also the smallest. It's 13 blocks wide, 15 blocks tall, and 7 blocks deep. So it has a volume of 1,365 blocks. Again, this is the smallest I've ever made. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So to start off this door, you're going to want to place down a block, then 3 blocks to either side. Once you've got that, put obsidian there and there, then 3 more blocks. Put 3 blocks and a 4th on this side, then a little zigzag of blocks on this side with a 4th. Then put 5 blocks there, 6 blocks there, obsidian there and there. Now put in 3 blocks, 4 and then another 3 there. Go under here, 3 slime, 2 slime, 3 slime, and then you can add on a 3rd slime here. Put down 2 temporary blocks, and then 3 sticky pistons facing up, and then a sticky piston facing up right there. Normal pistons facing up there, and then get out an observer. Put an observer there. Sticky pistons facing up there, and then pistons, 3 pistons there. Observer. Sticky piston, and then 3 pistons facing up there. Put in a total of 4 sticky pistons facing up there, and then another 4 on the back side. Just like so. And that is your bottom layout done and ready to wire. So to get started on the wiring for this door, build down 2 blocks, break out that one, dust, then put 2 blocks to either side of this. 1 tick repeaters on those 2 blocks and those 2. Lever, flick it to on. On this side, put a piston, torch, then another piston, torch, block, and then a torch. This is for the first extension of your quad. Go over here, put an obsidian block, sticky piston, get out, block of redstone, sticky piston, and then a block of redstone. Same thing over on this side, an obsidian block, 2 sticky pistons, and then a block of redstone. Put an observer facing down there and there. Torch to the side of this block, block, obsidian, dust, then torch, block, obsidian, dust. Go over here, put a block down and up, 2 tick repeater, 1 tick into a block, and then on this side put a block down and a 1 tick repeater right there. Put a piston there and there, both facing towards the front of the door. Sticky piston facing up, an observer facing towards the side of the door, and then a piston facing in towards the middle. Same thing on this side, sticky piston facing up, observer facing out towards the side, and then a sticky piston or a normal piston facing in towards the middle. Put a torch there and there, as well as there and there. Put a block right there, sticky piston with a redstone block on its face, then get out glass, put block, glass, you can go down here, block, block up, glass, then another block up and another one. You can also place a block right there. Put down a total of 6 dust, and then sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face. Put a torch, block, and then a piston facing in towards the middle. Torches there and there. Dust, block, and then a piston facing towards the middle. Use this to position your layout. So there's your triple piston extender, your flattening pistons, and then the single piston extenders. Here's your double, flattening pistons, and then a single piston extender. Here we are. Do the same thing over on this side. There you are. Get out your slime. Put 5 to the front and back sides, and that is your layout done. You can put down a total of 5 obsidian here, then 9 blocks, 4 blocks, and 1. Same thing over on this side. 4 blocks and 1. Then 3 obsidian, block, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and then finish off your door or your wall. There you go. So that right there is your wall all ready to be wired. Go in here, place a piston there, there, and there. Obsidian or terracotta, glazed terracotta, there and there. Torch, torch, 2 torches. Get out your dust, put a dust on that block and that block. Block, torch, and then a bunch of blocks just like so. Obsidian there, dust, block. Block, obsidian, dust, block. Get out your repeaters. Put a 4-tick there, 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 and there. Then a dust on that block. And that right there is your walls all set up and ready to be tested. So when you flick your lever, you can see you get the full extension. And when you flick it once more, you get the partial retraction, as well as the full retraction of these. To get in some of the flattening, put an observer facing down, then a repeater facing towards the front, then an observer facing down right here, and a repeater facing towards the back. Go down here, place an observer facing down, 4-tick repeater on top of it, then get out rails, mine carts, and armor stands. Rail, mine cart, armor stand. Break out the rail, place down 3 blocks here, piston, push the block into the armor stand, and then power and depower that piston there. Now get out a pressure plate, place it right there, and what you should see is you have the full extension and retraction of your singles and the wall flattening as well. Go over here, put an observer running into a block, then a sticky piston facing up with an observer facing up on its face. Then go down here, 2 observers facing down into a block. This is to repulse this to flatten the walls. So now what you should see when you flick your lever is you should see that you now have the full extension of the front part with your singles as well. And when you flick it once more, you can see that you have the full retraction of the front as well as the wall flattening. You can mirror that all over to this side by setting up your entity trick, starting off with the rail, minecart, then armor stand. You need to break out the rail, put down a total of 3 blocks, piston to push the block into the armor stand, power, then depower your piston, and then put a pressure plate right there. Get out an observer, put an observer facing down and over, then carefully place in a 4-tick repeater. Block right there, sticky piston facing up with an observer facing up on its face, then 2 observers facing down into a block, sticky piston facing up with an observer facing towards the side on its face. It is very, very important that you not mess up your entity tricks. In the case that you do mess up the entity trick, make sure to break out that block, that block, that block, and that block before trying to fix it. Because if you don't, there's a high likelihood that all of these pistons will get shifted and it will start clocking, which is never good, and the entire door will break and you'll need to redo a lot. So be very, very careful. But once you've got that, what you should see when you flick your lever is that you've now got the back side extending as well. And when you flick your lever once more, everything will retract and the walls will flatten. Quickly go down here, place a temporary block, sticky piston with a redstone block on its face, then an observer facing up and 2 in. This is for your retraction. This needs to be faced in. There we go. And now once you've got that, you can start wiring up this side. So block up, down, get out your glass, and then a block up. Go over here, block up, glass, and then a block up, and another block up. There we are. Sticky piston facing up there and there, both with redstone blocks on their faces. Then get out a torch, if I can, there we are. Torch, block, piston facing in towards the middle, and then torches on either side. Get out dust, put dust right there, block, piston, and then you can now use this to position your entire side layout. There you are. Go over here, place piston there, there, and there. Obsidian there and there. Get out a torch, put a total of 4 torches. Dust there and there. Block, another torch. Then the same block setup as the other side. Get out repeaters. 4-tick, 4-tick, 4 tick and 4 tick, dust right there. And then once you've got that, before I forget, you can put an observer facing down right there with a repeater facing towards the front, and then an observer facing down right there and a repeater facing towards the front. There we are. And so now, when you flick your lever, I appear to have forgotten the dust. So turn it off again. There we are. Put down your 6 dust, just like so. And now when you flick the lever again, you can see that you get the extension of your sides. And flick it once more, and you will get the partial retraction on this side. Get out the items you need to set up your entity trick. Rail, minecart, armor stand, break out the rail, then put down a total of 3 blocks. Piston to push in that block. There we are. Power, then depower, put a pressure plate there. Do the same thing on this side. Rail, minecart, armor stand, break out the rail, put down your 3 blocks, piston to push in that block, power and depower, then put a pressure plate. There we are. Now from this you can go over here, take an observer output there, then a 4 tick repeater, go over here, observer facing towards the back, 2 down, block, block, sticky piston facing up with an observer on its face. And then so now do the same thing over here. Observer, 4 tick repeater, observer, 2 more, block, block, your observer facing up to the side, then sticky piston, and then an observer facing up. Again, be very careful to not nudge your armor stands. And then once you've got that, you can see that you have the full extension of your walls. And when you flick it once more, you can see that you have the full retraction as well as the flattening. Real quick, you can go over here, put a 4 tick repeater, crouch and place an observer there, then a 4 tick repeater, crouch and place an observer right there. And now you can see that you also have the flattening for your double piston extender on the floor as well. So to start wiring up your quadruple, place an obsidian block there, piston, then a torch. Right here, put a piston facing up, and then another torch, sticky piston with a redstone block on its face, then a piston facing towards the side of the door, torch on top. Put a block there and there, then get out 3 tick repeater, 1 tick, dust there, there, and there. Then over here, break out some blocks temporarily so you can place a piston facing up, place the blocks, and then a piston facing towards the side. Put a torch and then another torch. Put an upside down slab right there and then dust right there. Put a block down with dust on it, and then 2 observers facing up. Might need to break out a block temporarily. Here we are. And then go back to that observer you just placed, and then an observer facing in towards that dust. Over here, put an observer facing down, get out a repeater. You're actually going to want to replace that with a 2 tick repeater and this, a 3 tick repeater on that observer, then an observer facing into that piston, observer facing into a block, piston above that block, then 2 observers, block up, down, 1 tick repeater, and then dust. And for this, you're actually going to need to put your piston facing there, and then find your way around and put the torch right there. There we are. And so now that should be the logic for the retraction wired. And if you want to get the flattening, observer running into a block, 2 blocks down, 2 2-tick repeaters, observer facing up and over, then a block right there, 4 tick, 3 tick, and a 1 tick, block there, and then a block right there. And so now once you've got that, and you go over here and flick the lever, you should see that you have the almost full extension of your quad. And if you want to get in the final extension, first of all, just flick it to off, and you should see that the full thing retracts as well, and the floor flattens. For the full extension, put a block, 4 tick repeater, and then you can break out this block temporarily, temporary block, and then a piston facing up right there, and then a 1 tick repeater, or not a 1 tick repeater, a torch, then place that there. And if you want, this can actually just be a block, I've been making it a piston because I'm used to doing that, but you can just make it a block. And when you flick the lever, you can see that you have the full extension of your quad. And when you flick it once more, you can see that you have the full retraction of your quad as well as the sides. Now, onto the back side, just to get it in. Same input, put obsidian, sticky, or just a piston, torch on the side, then a piston facing up, right there. Let me quickly break that all out. Torch, and then a sticky piston with a redstone block on its face, piston facing towards the side, and then a torch on top. Block, torch, and then a piston facing towards the side of the door. There we are. And I need to fix that real quick. There we go. And then torch right there. Piston facing down with a redstone block on its face. Same thing on this side. There we are. And then block, torch, then your piston facing towards the back, and then your torch right there. Go over here, place 2 blocks down and a block up. 2 tick, so 2 2-tick repeaters. Block right there with dust on it, then piston, get out observers. Put an observer facing up there and here. And that should be your backside done as well. So as you go over to the back, you can see that it all extends, and when you flick the lever once more, you can see that the back retracts. Very nice. Now onto the top. Start off by placing 7 blocks here. Find the 4th and then put a block right there. Do the same thing over on this side. Just like so. Get out obsidian. Place down a total of 7 obsidian. Just like so. 3 blocks. 3 blocks. Then get out slime. Put down 3 slime there and there. Temporary block there and there. Gonna need to get a little close. 2 sticky pistons facing down, then replace your temporary block with a sticky piston facing down. Do the same thing on the front, then have 3 pistons, and then 5 sticky pistons for your single extenders. There you are. Now you can fill in the ceiling. Do this to the back side as well. 3 flattening pistons, and then your 5 single piston extenders. There we are. Just like so. Start wiring, place down 2 obsidian and then a block right there. Then over on this side, a 1-tick repeater, then a 4-tick and a 4-tick. Dust, dust. Dust there and there. Then crouch, place a block there, there. Block there, there, and a block up. Then put down a bunch of dust, just like so. That's it for that side. Then on this side, put down a 2-tick, 2-tick, obsidian, obsidian, 4-tick repeater, block. And then on the other side, same thing, 4-tick repeater and a block. Get out a slab. Slab, dust, 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 slab, 2 dust. Then put down 3 blocks, dust on those 2, block down, block up, 4-tick repeater and a 4-tick repeater, 4-tick coming out of that block on either side. Then observers there and there. Put down 5 more dust, block, and then a slab, dust on those 2. These blocks and slabs aren't necessary, but they do help with keeping the build symmetrical. And once you've got that, I believe that's your entire door done. So as you can see, it all closes. When I go on over to the back side, you can see it looks the exact same as the front. And when I go back on over to the front side and flick the lever again, you can see that it will all open, walls will flatten, floor will flatten, ceiling will flatten. It's all completed. So yeah, that's just about it for this tutorial. I hope it's helpful to some of you. I hope that you enjoyed. I tried to keep this build as good as I could, but unfortunately, cheapness wasn't to the standard that I wanted, but still, very, very happy with how it's turned out. I'm ViscosComb24, and I'll see you next time.